voting. Now you've got the Eastern Bloc, you've got the Balkans, you've got the Baltic, the Scandinavians who always voted for each other. We've got nobody to vote for us. So I think, I'm only the commentator, really. I think the British music industry and the BBC really have to look at this and see how they can avoid this yearly debacle. That's the Eurovision Song Contest. We've only got one neighbour, that's Ireland, and they always give us a vote. But apart from that, I can't see where our votes are going to come from. And I can only suggest that the best way around it would be to avoid the voting of the semi-finalists. That's 18 countries voting who've already been knocked out of the competition. Why are they voting? If perhaps you just had the finalists voting, we may perhaps avoid a lot of the bloc voting. At the very beginning of the year, I said Russia would win this for political reasons. And they did. You know, the USSR has begun to be a bit bearish again. And I think, in general, the former countries of the USSR are feeling a little nervous. So that's why you had Estonia and Latvia and the other countries all giving 12 points to Russia. So I didn't think it was necessarily the best song, but I did think it was going to win, and it did.
You also said that you don't think it's much of a music contest, and I have to say that Simon Cowell and Bruce Forsyth agreed with you this morning. Why don't you think it's much of a music contest anymore?
Mind you, Simon Cowell and Bruce Forsyth, please. It's never been much of a music contest. It's always been an event. But at least the voting used to be about the songs. Now it's really about national prejudices. It's, as far as the Eastern Bloc countries are concerned, they're voting for each other. You know, you can be assured that Bosnia and Herzegovina are going to vote for Croatia or Serbia and vice versa. And our position in the UK is we have no diaspora. There are no British people in Eastern Europe or Central Europe who are going to vote for us. So we're kind of on our own. We have to find some way, or the music industry has got to find some way to avoid this continuing debacle. Or UK is going to come last every year. This year we had a very good song, very good singer. We end up joint last. Dreadful songs score twice what we score. Got to do something about it.
In the light of this, where do you stand on Eurovision in the future? Can we see you in Moscow next year?
In the light of this, I'm going to have to wait and see, because frankly I don't want to be presiding over yet another debate. And I'd like to think that British music industry, the EBU, between them, will find some way of making the voting a little bit fairer.
So if they don't change anything, will you be in Moscow next year hosting it for the BBC?
Too early to say.
Give me a clue.
Absolutely not.